right, we are on our last science review of the year. You did it. Yay. Okay, so this first page is just a little study guide. If you can answer these questions, then you should be good to go for the test. So if there's anything you are not sure about in here, be sure and come and talk to me or a neighbor, and let's get you cleared up so that you can pass this test. So once you have completed this first page, you're going to flip over onto the back here, and here are your constructed responses. And so I want you to go ahead and answer this question and then come back and see how I would answer it if I were grading each of them. So this one wants us to identify what type of species it is and how it affects the ecosystem. So this one says that quagga mussels, which are native to Europe, were brought into the United States by foreign ships. Explain what type of organism the mussels are in the United States and the effects they could have on the ecosystem. So 2 parts there if you want full credit. Let's go ahead and pause the video, write your response, and then come back and see how I would grade those. So let's start with 2. If you just answer the question, what are they in the United States? Well, they're invasive because they're not native, right? They were brought in and are not native to here. So right, opposite of native, invasive. So if all you said was they are invasive, that's a 2. So if you answered one part of that question, you're only going to get half of the points. Half of the question is half of the points. If you did not respond that they were invasive and said something different, then that's a 1. So you tried but did not get the correct answer is a 1. So a 3 might say something like quagga mussels are an invasive species in the United States. So I answered the first part. And the second part, what effects could they have on the ecosystem? They are not native, and so one negative effect quagga mussels can have is that they will steal resources from native species and will make it more difficult for native species to get what they need to survive. So explained an effect on the ecosystem, both parts. So let's take a look at what a 4 would look like. Quagga mussels are an invasive species in the United States. They are not native, and so one negative effect quagga mussels can have is that they will steal resources from native species and make it more difficult for native species to get what they need to survive. This could lead to native species becoming endangered, which we know when part of an ecosystem is off balance, it affects everything else that it gives or receives energy from. So this 4 just went into more detail about what is the problem if the native species can't get what they need. So, right, this told the problem, and this kind of told more of why is that a problem. So there's the difference there is that 4 just always gives that little bit of extra detail. So go ahead and decide which one best represents your answer, and then write your reason that you gave yourself that grade and what can you do on the test to get all 4 points. So then our last one here says, explain a solution to stop the spread of quagga mussels. So what can we do to stop that? So explain here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Think about those complete sentences and the details you will use to get a 4, 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and do that and then come back and see how I would grade those. So, right, a 1, if you didn't really give us an actual reason, stop them, kill them, don't bring them in the first place. Well, they're already here. We can't go backwards. So if you didn't give a scientific response, that's probably a 1. If you just said clean your boat with no more details about why that's important, that's a 2. So yes, cleaning your boat is a way to stop the spread of quagga mussels, but you didn't tell me why, right? This is you teaching me what you know. So a 3 says when removing a boat from a body of water, it is important to clean your boat and make sure you aren't transporting quagga mussels to another body of water. So the 3 just gives that why. Why are you doing that? And a 4, let's see what details they're giving. Since quagga mussels are an invasive species, it is important for them to not spread further than they already have. So again, why do we want to stop that? Quagga mussels often attach to boats and bodies of water. When removing a boat from a body of water, it is important to clean your boat and make sure you aren't transporting quagga mussels to another body, of water. So just that detail, why do we want to stop it? Okay, so just 4, 3, 2, 1, give yourself a grade on that and a reason why is that the grade you gave yourself. What can you do to improve or do your best on the test?